Hey everybody, this is Mr. McKee again with SEC 150. I wanted to go ahead and go over the Module 2 labs in Pan Academy. Alright, so I'm scrolling down. Just make sure you guys should only be in one class in Pan Academy, SEC 150. Alright, scroll down to Module 2. Click on Module 2 labs. Alright, there's actually 3. It says complete the attached labs and submit a one-paragraph summary about what you've learned. I'm going to change that just a slight bit, and then what you're going to be doing is configuring TCP/IP and a virtual router, configuring a DHCP server, and configuring virtual IP addresses. Alright, so there's actually 3 labs here. We're going to do number 1. Let it open up. Alright, I already had it open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. Alright, so everybody should have VMware Workstation installed. Everybody has an account, hopefully already, for the Sam's Community College VMware site. What you're going to do is first connect to a remote server. And before I do that, down here you have to be VPN'd into the lab network. So just make sure this Global Protect icon says connected. If not, go up here, show panel, you'd have to connect through there. Alright, see my status is connected. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys an IP address, but 192.168.254.11 is the first pod. Student and password with a capital P. Alright, here's your 4 virtual machines that you need. All of them should have that green arrow. Looks like a play button. Alright, all those are powered on. Alright, what you're going to need is, this is your client PC virtual machine, and this is your firewall. Virtual router, you're not going to be really using, and your DMZ. Alright, make sure those are up. And let me scroll down through here. Alright, so in this lab you'll create 2 zones inside and outside. The clients on the inside zone will connect to the interface assigned to the inside zone. The interface in the inside zone will respond to pings and provide all management services from the clients on the inside zone. The external facing interface will be on the outside zone, or in the outside zone. The interface in the outside zone will have a static IP address. In this lab, you will perform the following tasks: configure Ethernet interfaces with layer 3 information, create a virtual router, and verify the network connectivity. And here's your lab topology. Alright, this is our firewall virtual machine. Alright, it's connected to all these different areas. All these, if you think about them, except for this one, these are actually Ethernet cables. Alright, your client 2016 machine, that's this machine right here. Pan 8210 client. Alright, DMZ is over here. Alright, and your virtual router is just connecting all of these different zones and management interface, all that stuff together. Alright, that's all that's doing. And actually it's, I guess you could say it's right here. Alright. So this works just like one of the physical Palo Alto firewalls we have in our lab, but it makes it a little bit easier so you guys can remote into it, and everything's already configured for the labs. Alright, so let's scroll down. Here's all your passwords and IP addresses for all your firewall, client, and DMZ. Alright, we're not using the NDG equipment, so we're not going to have this navigation bar, but our stuff's going to work the same way. Alright, so log on to the client PC as a lab user as the username, and Palo Alto case sensitive just like that as a password. So if we double click client, it's going to bring up an actual client. Alright, lab user, EMPA 0, ALT 0. Whoops. Sorry about that. Alright. I'm in my desktop, okay? And one thing we want to do too, just to make sure these virtual machines are running correctly, click on firewall, click on virtual router, and click on DMZ. Alright, for DMZ, and to click on these different virtual machines, you get the hand right here. If you do Control-Alt, you're outside the virtual machines. If you click inside a virtual machine, you get that little, kind of looks like a little circle, and you get the cursor. Just make sure you can type in there. Alright, that one's on. As long as that cursor's blinking, we're good for DMZ. Virtual router, kind of the same thing. Alright, got the cursor. Alright, now virtual or the firewall. Let's do this. Do Control-Alt. Just make sure this thing's still running. Alright, so if we ping host google.com, you gotta, the syntax just has to be just like that. It's actually pinging google.com website. Control-C breaks out of that. Alright, so and then Control-Alt to get out of that virtual machine. Get the hand back. Click on client. Alright, so we know everything's working. Alright. And we can check the client also. We're gonna this is the same thing as if I was logged into that firewall, just like I did. Admin. Alright. And the firewall, ping host, google.com. Alright. So Control-C to break out of that. We can shut this down. Alright, that just shows us we have connection. We have a connection to the firewall, and also we have connection outside through the virtual router outside to the internet. Because if you look at this virtual machine, it's actually not the client is not connected to the internet, and that's fine. It's not supposed to be right now. Alright, so open up Google, Chrome, incognito window, type in https /168.1.254. Hit enter. Oops. Hit enter. Alright, give it a sec. You should get this warning message. Alright. Go down here to right there. Alright, now we're actually logging into the firewall's GUI right here. So admin username, admin password. Alright, and just give it a minute. It'll take a second to come up. And what we're going to be doing first is loading one of these configurations. And now just to let you know, these configurations are for the are not for the gateway course. These are actually for another course, but they should work. Fingers crossed. Alright. Alright, so what we'll do is device, we're going to do device setup operations, device tab, operations, we're on that operations tab, load, name configuration snapshot. Alright, here's all of these configurations. These are all for labs for the 210 course, edu-210 and edu- I think 110 course for Palo Alto. I'm going to try to load just lab 1. Click OK. Configuration loaded. Alright, because you can take snapshots when you're configuring a real firewall, just to keep track of it, just like virtual machines. Alright, so let's move this right here. Alright. Click the commit. If you make any changes, you actually have to hit commit though to have them actually update. Alright, and this will take probably 2-3 minutes to update. While we're waiting for that, it's going pretty fast. It's good. Alright, just wait until that's, and actually when it says configured committed successfully, wait until it goes to 100%. Alright, there we go. Alright, so the commit process takes changes made to the firewall and copies them to the running configuration, which will activate all configuration changes since the last commit. Alright, so we're going to navigate to Network, Interfaces, and Ethernet. Alright, so Network tab, Interfaces. And on the front of one of these firewalls, you actually have 9 interfaces, and one of the interfaces is a management interface. All right. I don't know if you guys can actually see on the you can't see this firewall in here. All right, but I'll show you guys a picture of it in class. All right, let me make this thing a little bit bigger. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to navigate Network Interfaces, Ethernet. Click on the interface Ethernet 1.2. All right, click on that one. We're going to select layer 3 because we're actually going to assign it an IP address. If it's a layer 2, it asks like a switch port. All right, so Ethernet, make it a layer 3. The interface type, layer 3. In the security zone drop-down, make it inside. Actually, it doesn't have inside, does it? All right, hang on one second. I'll set these up since this lab's not exactly the same. Let me get it set up. All right, so what I did, which this is fine, to create your zones, I actually created an inside and outside, but click on zones under the network tab, go to add, and you can make, whatever inside 2, let's say. All right, I made it inside 2. I'm going to take that one out though. Delete's down here at the bottom. All right, so I got inside and outside. Type layer 3 for what we're doing. All right, back to the interfaces. All right, so click on Ethernet 1.2 where we're at. Go ahead and security zone. That's going to be inside. I'm jumping ahead. Hang on a second. Inside security zone, interface type layer 3. All right. In the Ethernet interface window, which is right here, we're going to click on the IP version 4 tab and then add. And we have to type in 192.168.1.1. And you got to put your CIDR notation \24. That's telling the router to make sure it knows that the last 4th octet is going to be for hosts. All right, it's 255, 255, 255.0. All right, so we got that. Click on the Advanced tab, and under Management, Profile, all right, so let's fix this again. All right, so what you're going to do, this doesn't have a management profile either, but click on New Management Profile, it needs to be allow management. All right, and it's going to tell us what it allows us to do. Accept pings, so click on ping. Accept management functions. Accept SSH. And HTTPS for a web browser. All right, okay. All right, now we got allow management. All right, click OK. Go ahead and click commit. All right, we'll just wait for this to update real quick. And that says it. Interface Ethernet 1.2 has no virtual router configuration. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we look down here. And it says right there. Let me look at one other thing. Just want to make sure I've got everything set up right. And that one is actually set up already, so let's go ahead and do that one. Let's set up Ethernet 1.1. Click right here. We're going to make it a layer 3 interface. We'll make it a security zone is going to be outside. IP version 4. Add that. It's going to be 203.3.113.20/24. Just like that. Well, didn't like that. Let's try it again. All right, let's go to letter 3. Security zone is outside. IP version 4. Add 203.0.113.20/24. All right, tab over, adds it. Click OK. All right, and it's loaded right there. And we should get a, since the virtual router is hooked up, that's why you have that connected, and then this should turn green pretty soon. All right, and let's go scroll down. I would say let's not allow management from the outside. All right, go ahead and commit it. Commit. All right, so waited a couple minutes. Now it says both our interfaces have a new virtual router configuration. Configuration committed successfully. Okay. 2 greens. Good. All right. So next step, we're going to create a virtual router so we can connect in between, send packets in between these two networks. All right. So navigate to network. We're on network already. Virtual routers is right here. All right. All there is one default. Creating a virtual router allows a firewall to do routing functions so that the firewall and devices behind it can access the other networks or the internet. Click on Add down at the bottom. All right, in the virtual router window for the name, I'm going to type VR1. Click on the add button right here under interfaces, Ethernet 1.1. All right, add another one, Ethernet 1.2. Adding interfaces to the virtual router will allow the networks assigned to these interfaces to route between one another. Click on Static Route tab and then click the Add button at the bottom right. Alright, Static Route is the second tab over on the left. Alright, so we're going to add a static route. And we're going to put in, the name of it is default route. Alright, destination is going to be 0.0.0.0 \0. So if it didn't know where to go, it's going to use this route by default. Alright, and the interface is going to be the outside interface. Alright, so if it didn't know what computer it's supposed to go to internally, it's going to send it outside. Alright, next hop is going to be the IP address on the outside, which is 203.0.113.1, which is our outside interface. Alright, leave everything else the default. Click OK. Click OK. Alright, now we have a new virtual router set up. Alright, it says adding the static route of 0.0.0.0/0 is sometimes called the gateway of last resort. By adding the static route, if there is a network that the firewall does not know about, it will forward the package to this address. Click on Commit. Alright, so configuration committed successfully. Alright, scrolling down. Alright, so open a command prompt on my client machine by clicking on the command icon on the desktop. So we can close this down. Alright, here's the command icon. Alright, so we're going to ping 192.168.1.1. So we're pinging the inside interface from this computer. This computer itself is just do an IP config. This computer is 192.168.1.20. Alright, its default gateway is 192.168.1.1, and that's the inside interface on the firewall. Alright, so there's the ping command, receives replies, means that packets can be sent and received from the client to the firewall. Alright, open Google Chrome in the address bar, type 192.168.1.1. So we're opening this back up, going back to the firewall. Alright, and same thing, we'll get this message. And what that's telling us is now we can go to, let's go back up. What just happened, the first time we went to 192.168.1.254 to the management interface. That's how we connected through the PC. Now we can connect, since we made it a management port, it allows you to manage it through 192.168.1.1, which is also the default gateway. Alright, so let's log in. So So before that would not work. Alright, so the screenshot I need for this lab is going to be this. Alright, need a screenshot of just that, 192.168.1.1. And see, this actually shows you all your configuration changes. It's all your logs. Alright, so just click on that, Control-Alt, print screen. You can open up Word or Paint. Control-V, paste it in there. I'm going to go ahead and crop it a little bit. Grab the handles, crop it, hit Enter, make it a little bit bigger. Alright, that's exactly what I need to see. Alright, thanks for watching.